Thank you. Two more questions. Mr. Fazal on screen and then Lenka.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this briefing. My colleague already asked about Rohingya. I just want to know more. So what should be what will be the best possible way to send them back with proper dignity, as the country, Bangladesh, is also in a problematic situation in terms of human rights. And as you know, the Rohingya leader Muhibullah killed in Bangladesh. So how long they should stay in Bangladesh? And Bangladesh is taking Rohingya refugee from 90s, 1993, and now more than 1 million. But before that, there was an agreement between Myanmar and Bangladesh, and few Rohingya, more than thousands Rohingya returned back in 1993. But nowadays it's severe, and more than millions Rohingya is staying. So what is your recommendation? What do you think? What should do more from the international community to send them back with proper dignity and, of course, with their willingness? Thank you very much.
Thank you for your important question. Honestly, I think the first step has to be to solve the current situation of having a military junta in power. Because if we don't solve this, we can hardly make the conditions conducive in Rakhine. Because before the coup, we had 3 years of very constructive cooperation with the local people, local government, but also with Tamado. I could talk with them what we should do better in Rakhine, but clearly also with the NLD government. And I give you some examples where what we could do. We had the extension of the MOU with UNHCR, UNDP. We had quick impact projects of the UNHCR in Rakhine. On my request, they used mobile stations in IDP camps to facilitate the access to ID documents and birth certificates, for which I advocated. We encouraged them to create a fact sheet on the repatriation of Rohingyas to make the conditions more transparent with a clear time frame. I urged the government to start a dialogue with Rohingya, which they started in Cox's Bazar. Clearly, the NLD could have done it better, but at least they started to talk with them. Then we planned the repatriation of Rohingyas by villages. This was my personal advice, which the government was going to take up as a pilot initiative in 2021. But I encouraged to cooperate with ASEAN on the ground in Rakhine to observe the situation when the repatriation starts, to give them more security and safety. They accepted this and had contact with the AHA Center. Then they accepted on both sides, Myanmar and Bangladesh, to implement the school curriculum from Myanmar in Cox's Bazar. And what I advocated for many, many months, and I was so happy that they accepted my wish to release around 800 Rohingya who were only internal migrants, and they were detained in Yangon because they, from the NLD government together with the Tamado, they thought that they were illegal migrants inside the country, but they were released. But we made also a lot of work on the citizenship issue. We allowed to use the NVCs and the household registration list as the proof of identification in registering the SCMs of the Rohingyas, and we instructed the local officials to stop manipulating the IDP camp closure process in Chokpyu. So, and there are other measures, but what was also very important that we worked together with NGOs on the ground to change the attitude, the narrative. So we supported programs on social cohesion. And this we still continue to do despite the coup. So I will have a long discussion with youth this Saturday with 1,000 people in Rakhine, and we will continue to do this.
Thank you. Last question.